ITRBoxing. You heard it here first. Pretty cool videos. And I heard they're also in HD. ITRBoxing.com.
It's probably gonna sound real cliche, but I got into boxing, stay out of trouble. Stockton's pretty dangerous, and I was trying to be a little bad, hang out with my cousins, my uncles and stuff like that. My family just that does, bad things or whatever. And my mom didn't want that for me, so I started acting out, So I got sent away a couple times to my dad because my parents met in the military. So my mom's from Stockton, and my dad's from Opelika, Florida, Miami-Dade County, Florida. So when I get in trouble or start like acting like I was gonna jump off the porch or whatever, I got sent over there, and it's like boot camp over there. So I couldn't wait to come back. I'd do whatever to come back to Stockton. My mom was like way more chill. So I'd come back, and the second time I went and I came back, over there I was watching a lot of boxing on there because it was like I was I was in juvie or something. I could only go to school, come home, couldn't go outside, couldn't do none of that. Like I couldn't do nothing. And it's not like I had like the connections to where I can just be bad and just leave anyway. But I don't know nobody out there. I grew up in Stockton my whole life, so going over there is just like only know these people in this house. And I had to make friends at the school and all that, but like that ain't playing that. So it's like I couldn't do much. I was trying to listen so I can come back home too. So like good behavior, I can come back. That's kind of like how it was over there. So when I came back, they're like, oh, you got to do something. Keep you out of trouble because you got too much free time. You're gonna go back doing whatever you were doing before. And over there I was watching a lot of boxing, so I was like, I kind of want to try this boxing thing out. So I told somebody who had a gym, whose dad owned a gym. I went to school with him, and then he was like, hey, come to the gym. Went to the gym, sparred him like my fourth day. Like just had a knack for it, I guess, and then fell in love with it. And ever since then, this is all I wanted to do. Like made up my mind like that week, first week of boxing, I just want to box. My mom was like very hard on us to like be good, because my family like it's no shade to my family. I love my family, but like it's not a lot of successful people in my family. So she always was on us to read, get as smart as we can. And my parents they're pretty smart. They got they did their thing and stuff like that. So she made us like, if you want to do something, learn about it. So I kind of got that from her. And so as soon as I started boxing, I fell in love with it. And I was like, this is what I want to do. To get good at something, you gotta look at people who are good at it or great at it. So I Googled best boxers of all time, and it came me across a couple links, and I had like the top 50 of all time. So I just started going through lists, looking them up on YouTube, watching them, and Willie Pep, all them, they say he went around without even throwing any punches. So I was looking at all those dudes, looking at all the black and whites and all that stuff. It was very interesting. It's like I fell in love with it, so I wanted to know all about it for years. Saturday nights, Friday nights, I'm watching all the boxing. That's all I'm watching. Like any fight that comes on, I'm knowing about it. I kind of fell off a little bit, but I still know about all the fighters, like all the up-and-coming fighters, all that, because I'm in the boxing chats. I love boxing. I love talking about boxing. It's my passion. So and it keeps me out of trouble. Man, Andre Ward was like a breath of fresh air when I seen him, because I didn't have a lot of good role models, and that's why one of my goals is to be like a good role model to whoever, because once you change your role models, it can change your life. And that's how I personally felt and I've experienced, because when I looked up to the thugs and the criminals, that's what I wanted to be, a thug and a criminal, little crash dummy. But when I started boxing and I started looking up the great fighters, and I stumbled across Andre Ward, and I heard his backstory, where he comes from, his parents and his family and stuff like that, and how he carried himself, or how I seen him carry himself, and has one woman, all his kids, them real God-fearing, real professional-like, and it just inspired me. And he said he didn't drink, didn't smoke. Floyd said he didn't drink and smoke. I stopped drinking and smoking as soon as I seen that. I was like, oh, to be great, you can't drink and smoke? Say no more. I'm trying to be great. So I'm sober. Like I was a bad little kid when I think about it. I was a little baby kid. I was never like a hardened thug or nothing like that. I've never been a thug or nothing like that, but I was just a badass little kid. And I was smoking, drinking 10, 11 years old, man. It's crazy. So him seeing that, it just changed my life. I'll die hard Andre Ward fan. When he fought Kovalev, everybody was going for Kovalev. I was the only one in there just rooting for him. When he got dropped, I was hype. I was like, class tells overtime. Class tells, all that. I was like, we're going to see after the fourth round. That's when the fight's going to start, So die hard Andre Ward fan. You say the wrong thing about Andre Ward, we debating, and then you say the wrong thing during the debate, we might be chunking him. That's how much of a person, because he, not just of being a fan of sports, but how he affected my life. Like me looking at him just helped mold me and make me be more than what I thought I could be at first. I don't know, like it was kind of like I had a hard journey to realize I was good at boxing, because honestly, no matter what was going on, I didn't realize I was good at boxing. Like so I didn't fully believe in myself with boxing, no matter what I was just saying, how much I loved it. I didn't fully believe in myself until last year when I got in a car accident and could have died, and boxing almost got taken from me, and I was looking at all my old videos and remembering everything everyone would always tell me, because people used to believe in me more than I believed in myself. And I was looking at the videos of me, and I was like, damn, nigga, I'm pretty good. I am good. Oh yeah, I see what they're talking about. And then ever since then, as soon as I came back, I just fully believed in myself. I'm like, they can't beat me. Like, I'm too skilled. I'm too this and that, blah, blah, blah. And so it just gave me a newfound confidence. But I've been getting told I was talented since I started, because I sparred my 4th day, and I was putting hands on folks, like chunking them, just like making them believe that. That's when I realized I was heavy-handed. They seen that I had natural talent, but it took my trainer to bring the skill with the talent, and now I'm just a whole different animal now. Me and Sammy went to school together, and we didn't like each other at first, because Sammy, if anybody who knows Sammy, who the Northern California fighter is, and who's been doing it for a while, that you guys should know Sammy. You know Sammy, he's a pretty boy, pretty cocky dude. I'm not that guy. So at first we didn't click, but this dude, he's a real good dude. I realized I liked him once I stood up for him when he almost got into it with somebody at school, and I was like, oh, I guess I do like this dude, because we used to hang around the same people, and we both boxed. So they're like, oh, you guys box? You guys box together? Like, nah. And then we became close, and I wasn't with the trainer that I was with before wasn't really good for me. It wasn't good for the type of fighter that I could become, or I was at the time. I just wasn't successful with him. So he was telling me to leave, like, oh man, come train with my dad, man, this and that.
My son was talking to me about him, telling me that he has a really, really good friend that's super, super down to earth, good dude. He was trying to close me on his personality, because my son knows that when I started training, I didn't want to train anybody but just him, and maybe help out with a couple kids here and there, because I wanted to make sure that I give my son everything that he needed to succeed in boxing. Because I grew up obviously boxing, so I know what it takes.
No matter how much I was like, I love boxing, a lot of people didn't think I was gonna do anything with boxing. So he seen me, he met me, he did the little hand mitts in his house and stuff like that.
Wade stayed the night at the house, and I got home late from work, and then Wade was there. And as soon as I met him, I liked him. As soon as he got up, came up to me, I liked his character, I liked the way he carried himself. So I told him, you're the one that wants to box, and you want to come box with us? He was like, yeah. So I said, okay, let me see a little something. And then I told him, let me see, get your hands up. And then he got his hands up, and I said, give me 1, 2. But I wasn't looking for none of that. What I did was I looked into Wade's eyes, and I learned this from my youngest son. And this is a true story. This is keeping it 100. My little guy, my son Lionel Jr., he never wanted to box. So when he was real little, I used to bring him to the gym when he was 6 years old, 7 years old. And I used to convince him to box, because I used to tell him, go help out this little youngster and just kind of show him. And he knew box because he grew up in it since he was a little baby. So he would show the other kid little things here and there. But one day they asked, hey, could your kids work out with my kid and spar? So I told my son, do you want to go ahead and spar and just kind of help him out? And so my son was like, I said, all right, get in there. And when my little guy got in there, and the minute the bell rang and he walked in there, I never seen this in my son ever. He's 6 years old. I'm with him every day. What I seen in his eyes that day, I swear to God, I almost cried. I seen it and I almost teared up. I said, wow, my son's gonna be a champion. I was seeing it right there in his eyes. I seen the determination, the focus, the way he zoned in. Nothing mattered to him but was to hit that kid and not get hit. When Wade came into the house that day and I met him, and I shook his hand, and I started messing with him, and I seen his eyes, and I seen the way he was looking at me, and I seen how focused he was, and how just the hunger in his eyes. I just knew. I said, okay, I'm bringing him with me.
Nothing but love for Lionel. It's my guy right there. I trust Lionel with my life, and I know he's gonna take care of me.
He's proven me right every single day. I'm talking about, this kid used to run to the gym 6-7 miles. Show up to the gym every freaking day to come train. One day I was driving on Hammer Lane with my wife. We're driving, minding our own business, and here comes Wade, which I love like a son. Like, I love this kid. He's running, right? He's running in the zone, and when he's running, I literally got emotional. I said, Dad, babe, that's my dude. Look at him. Like, look at him. This is what every freaking trainer dreams about, is to have a fucking fighter that's gonna literally show up on his own, self-discipline. So I give him everything I got.
I used to get my rides to the gym from either taking a bus, or I get a ride with Sammy, because we went to the same school. But I'm not good. I don't have a good sense of direction, so like I wasn't trying to take the bus. And I don't like the bus, to be honest. The bus sucks. So I missed like 3 days from the gym, and Lionel called me because that's very unusual. So he's like, hey, why don't you come to the gym? And I was like, oh, I just don't got a ride. And he said, if you really wanted to be at the gym, you'll find a way to the gym. Shit, you'll run if you have to. Drop that seat. I'll run if I have to. And I was like, I Googled it. I put the little Google Maps in there because, like I said, I don't got a good sense of direction. It said like 6.3 miles. And I was like, damn. All right, so 6.3 miles every day. I leave at, gym started at 3, I leave at 1:30, just so I can give myself some time. And I get there early, beat everybody to the gym. But I'd run 6.5 miles or whatever it is. To get there, I know how to deal with loose dogs. I'm running out east, I'm running through the hood, all types of stuff. If you live in the hood, there's like a dog at every house and no one gives a fuck about the dogs being out. So like, you gotta learn how to survive with these dogs. So I know how to press that dog press me. I know exactly how to act now because of that.
Everything. I train him the best I can. I study on his behalf. I do whatever I can to make him the best that I can because of what he gives me back. And that's what when I was a kid and I boxed, that's what I did. I rode my bike to the gym by myself. I walked home on rainy days with a headache from sparring grown-ass men when my dad wouldn't come pick me up. So when I seen this in Wade, I didn't even see it in my own kids. So when I seen this in him, I already knew. I said, this is it right here. So I just knew that it was going to be something special with him. So that's why me and him been grinding it out ever since.
So we training with Lionel has definitely been a ride. You know, it's definitely loyalty has been tested time and time again. Because we've been going through it, and you know we still here, still with them. You know.
Shout out to Chino, Marcos Arroyo. Shout out to Gabe Flores Sr. So the reason why the shout outs is because obviously there are people out here in the community that have been representing and putting boxing on the map, is like me, and we've all been doing it together. We all pretty much started together. It's very interesting because a lot of people don't know this, but so we started off all in downtown at the Casa de Campeones. That's where I started training my youngest son, Samuel Salas. It all started with him as far as me. That got shut down. My boy Chino bought the gym, brought it over to the east side. We came with him, and super looked out for me. I had a lot of personal things going on at the time. I had a lot of sad things that had happened and whatever, family stuff. And Chino was there as far as providing the gym for me and my fighters, which is me, my two boys, and Wade wasn't there at the time, but anyways, we ended up getting Wade later. But we started with Chino, and then from there, we ended up moving to Gabriel Flores' gym. So I sat down with Gabe, never met him before in my life. Chino recommended him to me because they grew up together, and Gabe was nice enough to lease out room. So I had certain hours of the gym. I was paying half the rent. And and then he would come in his house. So we hardly ever seen each other. We would see each other every once in a while, and our kids would spar together. But he had his thing, we had our thing, and then Chino ended up buying the gym back and coming out this way. So we ended up rocking back with Chino, right? And then we did that for a while, but that didn't work out because Chino had different plans for the gym. He had different things going on that he had to take care of. So we had to take off. We ended up, nothing is going to stop us, and I've always told my kids that we will always stay consistent no matter what happens. And that was a perfect example of me testing their loyalty, them testing mine, because I literally told them, look, we're going to train out of a park, we're going to do mitts, shadow box, and we're going to go compete. And I literally took Wade to go fight, I think 2-3 times like that, which was not cool. He did good, but we had to do what we had to do.
He got this warehouse, this facility you guys see now, and it was nothing in here. It was just empty. It was dark, gray, sad. But water, it just got pressure washed. It had leaks, water everywhere. And we had fights coming up, and came in here, we were just cheesing, biggest smile on our face, like, hey, this is us.
But anyways, it got to the point where things started getting a little bit better for me because, like I said, I went through a lot of tough times, and we got our own gym, thank God, and now we're here and we're rocking and rolling, and nothing's gonna stop us. We're training when we want, how we want, 6 days a week, and doing our thing, and it's been a big blessing, thank God.
In sauna suits, cutting weight, jumping rope, cheesing, joking, like, man, we made it. Like, we got our own gym, like, you know what I mean? So it was dope. So, and then now it's like full of the bags. I remember him first getting the bag after, like, I think 3 weeks. It took him a while to get the bags. So it was nothing new to us because we train at a park. Oh, we were doing hitting mitts, and then we go spar, and then try to hit their bags, while we're still there. So it's like, it's nothing new. Like. Come from a struggle, so struggle's not a shock. I mean, we don't like it, but we can endure it. It's not a big deal. For me, boxing is like, I love it. Like, I want to be a part of boxing my whole life. You know, I want to be, I want to die as a legend in boxing. If it's up to me, I want to own a bunch of world titles, multiple world titles, maybe go up a couple divisions. When I retire from boxing, I want to commentate. Like, that's how much I love it. I'm such a fan of the sport. I want to be a part of it. Maybe one day I'll be a trainer. You know, I'll probably be commentating before I train anybody though. But I just have such a passion for it, and then through that, I just want to. My main goal, besides boxing and doing all the things with boxing, is just being, you know, a good person, a good father, brother, cousin, all that stuff, and just like giving. Because I'm the only boxer in the family, and I just want to, you know, show us we can do something else. We don't got to do that, you know. And you know, we're from Stockton. Stockton's like pretty bad. If you know Stockton, it's not the worst, but it's not the best. So it's a lot of bad things that people do coming up, and you know, you look up to these rappers, you look up to these criminals, and that's who you want to be. But I'm a boxer in my family, so hopefully I can get my younger cousins to want to box and do something positive, even if they don't want to box, because I'm a positive person. So hopefully they can feel the positive energy and just want to give off positive energy, because it makes you feel good to do good things for people. So a lot of people don't know that until they do good things for people.